Good afternoon, and welcome to the 136th commencement ceremony for Dalton Local High School. This afternoon, we will be awarding diplomas and/or certificates of attendance to 68 members of the graduating class of 2023. It is an honor to serve as your principal for these proceedings. For those of you unable to attend the senior assembly on Tuesday, I would like to just point out several of our accomplishments from the class of 2023. 70% of our graduates are planning on attending a 2-year technical or 4-year college or university. 30% are either joining the workforce or are already working. The cumulative grade point average, and I highlighted this on Tuesday, but the cumulative grade point average for this class is a 3.53. 3.53. The class of 2023 also earned 974 college credits from numerous colleges and universities. On the conservative side, they saved over $100,000 in tuition costs for the duration of their college careers through these college credit plus options. In addition to these numerous academic accomplishments, the class of 2023 also played significant roles in achievements outside the classroom and in extracurricular activities. Through our seniors' leadership, our football team continued to win Wayne County Athletic League championships and made another deep run in the playoffs. Our golf team made its second consecutive trip to the state golf tournament. Our cross-country and volleyball teams continue to have successful seasons, including our girls cross-country team making their first state appearance as a team. Our boys basketball team won the Wayne County Athletic League for the 4th consecutive year and made the regional final. Our girls basketball team continued to win district titles and made the regional tournament. Our wrestling team had another fine season as the program continued to grow and become successful. Our baseball team is league champions and district champions now and will play next week in the regionals. Our softball team had another great season, and our track team is still participating in the OHSAA track championships that will conclude next week, as a number of our athletes have qualified for that state meet. In addition to all these things, our drama dogs were able to present a fall production in November, night of January 16th, and received a superior rating at the One Act Play Festival in regards to Cooper Fossum's conscience. The speech team won the Wayne County Wayne County Speech Contest for the 9th consecutive year, while placing first in 6 of the 7 categories. Our marching band has had another successful season, performing on Friday evenings with our football team and at concerts throughout the year, as well as the prestigious National Band Show. Our choirs continue to perform at events and do amazing things. Our 8 senior cheerleaders led our cheerleading team to its first ever state championship. The individuals of the class of 2023 possess talents and a strong desire to succeed, which, as evidenced, manifests itself through many activities, both academic and extracurricular. So class, well done. You have represented our school and your communities very well. We are also extremely fortunate to have many outstanding and dedicated educators in the Dalton local school district. I can tell you I've been to other places and I've never seen a better group of people that care about your children and work hard for them. They care about your kids and they do anything they can to help them. I would like to recognize them at this time. The loft faculty members with us today from both Dalton Elementary and Middle School and Dalton High School, please stand and be recognized. At this time, I would also like to recognize the distinguished guests on stage that are participating in the ceremony with us today. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all introductions are given. Seated on the stage behind me, from my right to left, Ms. Sarah Morrow, Wayne County Schools Career Center. Mr. Jeff Jagger, School Board Member and President. Mr. Seth Clark, School Board Member and Vice President. Mrs. Lisa Gwynn, School Board Member. Mr. Phil Schleball, School Board Member. Mrs. Tiffany Whitmer, School Board Member. To my left, Mr. James Saxer, Superintendent. Mr. Luke Grawl, High School Guidance Counselor. And Pastor Dan Hostetler, our featured speaker. Thank you all for participating in our ceremony. It is tradition for Dalton local schools to welcome our 50th class reunion to celebrate and be recognized at our commencement. I will introduce the class of 1973 and spouses at this time. Please stand as I announce your names. Please hold your applause till all members of the class of 1973 have been recognized. Dwayne Amstutz. Janice Neuenschwander Amstutz. Sharon Gerber Amstutz. Janine Badicher. Cindy Schlaughter Butler. Nancy Roach Cumberland. Don Douglas. Debbie Troyer Foster. Norm Geiser. Holly Renner High. Kay West Goddess. Barbara Miller Hostetler. Phil Hostetler. Jane Matheny. Paula Keller McFerrin. David Nussbaum. Emily Steiner Ripple. Denise Merriman Chapaka. Patty Nussbaum Stevick. Gary Sword. Melvin Wenger. Mim Wenger. Martha Schleibel-Zimbieri. Jeff Zerker. On behalf of our school district, we appreciate your attendance and participation in our event this afternoon, and for all the time, effort, and support you have given and continue to give to our school. Thank you, class of 1973. It is customary to offer the class salutatorian and valedictorians the opportunity to speak at commencement. Today we'll be having one salutatorian and 3 valedictorians offer speeches. First, I ask Quentin Lehman, salutatorian, to please come forward at this time.
Graduation. I did not think it would come so quickly. Seems like just a week ago, I was a freshman coming in about 40 pounds lighter and lacking any sign of facial hair. As a soon-to-be graduate, I now have the opportunity to reflect on my experiences as a student at Dalton High School. I think of all the memories that I've made with my friends, winning championships in sports, and excelling in the classroom. Also, I look back and realize that I had 18 teachers as a student at Dalton High, and I see now the impact these teachers have had on my journey to graduation. Today, I want to take some time to recognize the teachers that I have had and share my experiences that I've had with them. The one teacher that I've had every year is Mr. Martin, so it is only fitting that I start with him. One of my fondest memories of Mr. Martin is when I fell asleep in study hall during my freshman year. Thank goodness he woke me up, because I'm pretty sure my snoring was echoing through the entire auditorium. Some of my other freshman teachers include Mr. Clark, Mr. McFerrin, Mr. Jackson, Mrs. Carr, and Mr. Dodd. Mr. Clark, my geometry and algebra teacher, is a teacher that I would say has influenced me to pursue mechanical engineering. He always kept his class entertaining and grew my fascination with mathematics. My English teacher, Mr. McFerrin, was the first person to give me a nickname, Henry, which is his grandfather's name and also my middle name. Something that Mr. McFerrin always said before tests and will stick with me for the rest of my life is go dominate that junk. I know him as Profe, but others know him as Mr. Jackson. I always look forward to the days that we would make up Spanish class stories and the days when me and my classmates learned to conquer countries with the help of Warlord Profe and the game Conquistador. To my concert choir director, Mrs. Carr, besides the sweat-soaked shirts that I had to leave your music room in, I really enjoyed your class. Your passion for the arts inspired me to come to school every day with the same energy as you did. Coach Dial, my football coach, Taught the one class that gave me my A- through my 4 years of Dalton high school, computer applications. Even though I didn't learn much in computer apps, I did learn 2 things from Coach Donna. Be a man, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, and it's always 60 and sunny in Dalton, Ohio. I think the start of my high school career started off very well. Thanks to the teachers, I was 1/4 of the way graduated. But after freshman year comes the infamous sophomore year, where Mrs. Oggs, Mr. Shipley, Mr. Miller, and their teaching styles were the topic of discussion in the beginning of August. I had heard a lot about these 3 teachers going into my sophomore year, mainly about the workload that I would have between the 3 classes. However, I found that the classes and the teachers would be quite different than I anticipated. I found that Mrs. Oggs always showed up every day with a smile on her face. She was always very optimistic, and you could never tell if she was having a bad day. Whenever I had a question about an assignment, Mr. Shipley was always very willing to help, and I greatly appreciated that. I also learned that the best part about Mr. Miller's classes were his Friday discussions about cats, bridges, and cats fighting their way home against all odds. Moving on to the teachers that I had during my other teachers that I had during my sophomore year, Mr. Reed, my Algebra 2 teacher, had a positive influence on my life as a teacher and a coach. One of many things that I took from his classes was the only way to mark an answer is to perfectly enclose it in a square. I still do that with my answers today. My NHS advisor, Spanish 2 and 3 teacher, Mrs. Schaefer, has seen me mature quite a bit since my sophomore year, as I did not miss any NHS meetings this year. She really pushed me to be a better time manager. I greatly appreciate the effort that she puts toward her job every day, as balancing 3 Spanish classes and an NHS can be quite difficult at times. Now, Mrs. Ed, I found out very quickly that Mrs. Ed's love language was yelling. I also learned that for some reason, she loved to see me and my brother compete to see whose art project was the best. Unfortunately, I was only able to take 2 of her classes, but those 2 art classes were a blast. Now for the teachers that I had during my junior year. No other teacher besides Mr. Doty let us play Just Dance and have class parties. Don't worry though, we still learn while we played Kahoot and Quiz It Live with our chapter vocab terms. Likewise, Miss T found out exciting ways for us to learn. Whether she was making pumpkins or jars explode in class, I really never knew what she was going to do next. She really kept our class on edge. My junior English teacher, Mrs. Emmert, also kept our class on edge with her personal stories, like the one of Kid Finnick decapitating his dolls, or her husband yelling at the TV after getting eliminated in Call of Duty. After my junior year was my senior year, where I had Mrs. Greer not as a teacher, but as a coach. And however, she had not thrown ever before. I had never seen anyone coach something as well as she has without doing it themselves. So thank you, Mrs. Greer. I had mentioned that I wanted to pursue mechanical engineering after high school, and I truly think that my decision to major in this would not be so definite if it not were for Mr. Walsh. Through Mr. Walsh's STEM classes, my engineering aspirations have become even clearer. As Mr. Walsh would phrase it, he got me hook, line, and sinker committed to engineering. Last but not least, Mr. Gregory, my trig, stats, pre-calc, and calculus teacher, and physics teacher. I have had a long time to get to know Mr. Gregory through the years, and me and my classmates have picked up on some of his unique sayings because of it. Since we have picked up on his unique sayings, we decided to make physics t-shirts with some of his most popular quotes on it. These are some of my favorites. Spherical. In his vector units, he would say vector Victor or Victor Vector. When teaching factorials, he would say, "Sin!" When he would say, and he'd also say, "You must ask yourself, self." And he'd also use a Latin acronym, QED, that means which was to be demonstrated. But in math class, that means we is done. So after today, when I ask myself, self, was your high school career a success? I will answer myself in simplest terms. My high school career was a success, which was to be demonstrated by the relationships and memories I have made with my classmates and teachers. So class of 2023, QED, we is done.
valedictorian to please come forward.
First, I would like to say a couple of thank yous. Thank you to all the parents, mentors, teachers, staff, and advisors who have helped shape us into the talented young people we are today. You have all played an essential part in our lives, allowed us to achieve this goal of graduating today, and prepared us for our next steps, no matter what they may be. And I want to say congratulations to my fellow graduates on all their hard work and to it finally paying off. Today I'm going to talk about purpose. Purpose is something all of us long to find. Everyone has their own definitions of purpose and what that looks like for them. Many people struggle with the concept of finding out what their purpose is, and many believe that their purpose only lies within the job they do or the ability to do something extravagant for the whole world. It is no secret that everyone has a purpose. And yes, everyone was created differently and made for a certain purpose in this world that many of us do not yet know or understand. However, the part of our purpose that we all have in common is the obligation to pour ourselves into one another. Each and every one of us has a purpose in the way we pour our heart, soul, and time into one another. This does not mean that you have to go around saving people's lives or buying people expensive gifts. It's merely the fact of taking into consideration the people around you by watching and listening. It is just a simple act of stepping back from your life and looking into the lives of others. Some examples of this are listening to a friend who is struggling, giving someone words of encouragement, complimenting a stranger, doing an act of kindness or service for someone else or your community, pouring yourself into the job you have, or it could be as simple as giving someone a smile to let them know that they are seen and that they matter. Pouring yourself into the people around you is a big part of your purpose, and it is one that you don't have to figure out. However, even though it is a part of our purpose, we cannot pour from an empty cup. Let me explain what I mean. If you spend so much time pouring yourself into others and doing things for other people, but never taking the time to fill yourself back up, you will be no help to the people around you. You will be doing both them and yourself a disservice. The main way you can fill your cup back up is by taking time for yourself. In this time, make sure to do something you love or that relaxes you. This can be reading a book, taking a nap, eating your favorite snack, watching your favorite movie or show, listening to music, journaling, participating in some form of physical activity, or sitting in a quiet and peaceful environment. Just do anything that makes you feel at peace and refuels you, because maintaining your emotional and mental health is pivotal in your journey of pouring yourself into others. Because you and your mental health matter just as much as the people you are pouring yourself into. So as we take our next steps in our journeys ahead, whether that be college, trade school, the workforce, or the military, I just ask that you keep in mind that you have a purpose. And while you are searching for that purpose, to keep in mind that a pivotal part of it is to pour yourself into others. But just remember to never lose yourself in the process and to always take time to refill your cup because you matter too. Thank you all for listening to me speak today, and I want to wish you luck on your journeys ahead, no matter what they may be. Thank you.
Next, I ask Ella Lunsford, valedictorian, to please come forward.
When I was asked to give a speech as one of the valedictorians for our class, I sat down and tried to put words onto a paper. The more I tried, the more frustrated I became. By the end of brainstorming, I started to hate it. I realize hate is a harsh word, but sometimes there's things you just hate. A famous comedian, George Carlin, said, "We talk too much, love too seldom, and hate too often." This is not a negative speech, but I really feel like I need to tell you some of the few things that I hate. I hate that I didn't thank everyone around me for getting me to where I am today. I hate that I didn't thank my parents enough for always supporting me in my sports and my academics.
My parents and family made me who I am today, and I'm so grateful for their love and support. I hate that I didn't thank my teachers enough for preparing my classmates and I for our future endeavors. I hate that I didn't take more time to thank all the fans of the community for supporting our sporting events, drama productions, and musical performances. No matter where or when, we could always expect people to come and support us. I hate that I didn't thank the directors and coaches for constantly pushing us and preparing us to be our best as people and athletes. The impact of these people shaped me into the person I am today, and I've learned countless lessons from them. Another thing that I hate is that I didn't appreciate the memories and events that I shared with my classmates enough. I hate that I didn't join the speech team sooner than my senior year because I had a lot of fun, and I gained the confidence to speak to you all today. I hate that I didn't attend more school events because there was always something going on and memories to be made. I hate that I never got to experience our 6th grade trip to Wanakee after breaking my wrist on the first day, which is an entirely different story, and thank you to Bryce and Andrew for that. I hate that COVID took away part of our high school experience and left us feeling isolated from one another. Also, there's the subject of time. I hate that I took for granted the long, hard practices that taught me hard work and determination. I hate that I took for granted the discipline that I learned when working on one of Augs's reading response projects, or the countless hours spent perfecting an essay in Mr. Shipley's class. While these moments seem like they would never end, I wish I had one more practice with my best friends, or one more class bet with my childhood friends. Finally, and most importantly, I hate that this is one of the last times our class will be together all at once. I hate that it's coming to an end. We're all going down different paths in our lives, and we're all going to accomplish so much in the next few years. Some of us will go to the college, the workforce, or the military, and we will all be different people. But what we will always share is the time that we spend at Dalton creating memories that we will cherish forever. Now, after telling you the many things that I hate, let's look at the opposite of hate, love. I have loved every minute that I have spent at Dalton, and I am so excited to see what the future holds for my classmates. Over my last few years in this building, I have learned to try new things and never take for granted the love and support that surrounds me. I am so proud of the resilience and determination shown by our class, and I know we will change the world for the better. Thank you all for being here to celebrate with us, and thank you to the class of 2023.
Next, I ask Paige Tomlinson, Valedictorian, to please come forward.
A second while I figure out how to adjust this. Good afternoon. I promise this will be short. For those of you who don't know me, I have only been a part of the Dalton community for the last 3 years, but coming here has been the best decision of my life. I quickly learned that you will not find another community that is as accepting and giving as this one. You will not find another community where the parents, members, and staff push for everyone to succeed. And you will not find another community that supports the school's programs like Dalton's. With this being said, I am saddened that I only got to spend 3 years being a part of this wonderful town. I say this on behalf of the class of 2023. The lessons we have learned here will be carried on the rest of our lives. I want to take a second to recognize some of the many accomplishments of the class of 2023. Not only did we survive the hardships of COVID-19, which none of us will forget, but we've excelled in our athletics with multiple championships. We've had academic excellence, and choir, band, and drama have had outstanding performances over the last 4 years. These accolades alone demonstrate just how talented this class is. This school district is very special to many of us, not only to the class of 2023, but to the alumni and community members that continue to send their children here. For that, we thank each faculty member and administrator for keeping it that way. It has been the little things that people do that sustain the traditions and spirit of Dalton. Those little things make the memories that we will cherish forever. From the bottom of our hearts, a sincere and gracious thank you for giving us those lifelong memories. We are all a little scared, very excited, and somewhat sad to be leaving. However, the word commencement means to begin, and we are now ready to create our own journeys and create our own paths. Thank you for preparing, supporting, and guiding us to success. But the two words thank you aren't enough to express our appreciation to our families, faculties, and administrators for making our time at Dalton so special. Because of you, because of your support, and because of your values, the class of 2023 has a very proud past and a very promising future. Before you wish today's graduates good luck, we want to say thank you to each of you for helping us reach this day. We are now ready to go forward with faith, family, and friends, and could not have done it without you. I will leave you with this. It was once said that if a memory is made, the day will last forever. Our days here at Dalton will always be with us. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who chose to speak today. Very well done. Now I would like to invite our senior choir members from the class of 2023 to come forward to present the senior chorale selection. The song they will be singing is entitled "You Will Be Found" by Justin Paul and Ben Pasek. Thank you to our choir members and Mrs. Carr for that performance. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Each year for our commencement ceremony, we present a featured speaker for the event. Our speaker today is Pastor Dan Hostetler. Pastor Hostetler is a graduate of Dalton High School in the class of 1959. Drafted in 1960 and did 3 years of military service. Thank you for that service. Graduate of Kent State University in 1968. Married to Susanna, or Sue Hostetler, where they have 4 children, 3 daughters, and 1 son. They have 8 grandsons. Mr. Hostetler worked for the Department of Housing and Urban Development in Washington, D.C., returned to Ohio and worked for Orville and Dalton School Districts as an information coordinator. He has 38 years as a licensed basketball official, 35 of those with the OHSAA. He has been involved in biblical studies and was ordained as an elder through the Church of God. He has volunteered as pastor of missions at Living Water Church for 28 years to the present time. Please join me in welcoming our featured speaker for this year, Pastor Dan Hostetler.
Well, look at you guys. We spent 13 years trying to help you with your individuality, and here you sit, all looking the same. There's a reason for that. You may not all come in together, but you will be going out together, holding hands and encouraging one another. To the members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Saxer, Principal Mr. Black, staff, fellow students, family, friends, and our honored guests, the class of 2023. Congratulations on a job well done. Let's give my hand. What an exciting day it is. I've watched many of you grow up. I've seen some of your tears, but I've seen many of your achievements. We are excited for what you have brought to Dalton. You make Dalton proud. Proud in the classroom, as you heard, the fine arts, athletic events, scholarships. All you've gone to state and track. My, what an amazing thing. And then baseball. Oh, I love it. I umpired baseball for 35 years too. And I've never seen a class excel like you guys. I love it. But in my book, you're all winners. You all have achieved. I look around, I see the facilities that you've had given to you to have your education in. You see, I graduated in the old junior high, where you went to junior high. That was my high school building. We sat on the stage like you're sitting here. Our track was a cinder track. And on a good day, we didn't have to run in water holes. School was amazing back then, but it's even more amazing for you. I think you sophomore, you softball girls inaugurating the best softball field in the county. How proud of you. You should be of that. Again, your community coming back to be a part of who you are. Yes, I graduated a long time ago, and as I was thinking about sharing with you, I could share for 5 hours of some of the stories that I had in high school, but each of you could do that too. Those are memories. Those are wonderful memories. I remember going through high school. I was a farm boy, and we didn't have a lot of money, so my good friend Roger and I, we trapped during the winter time. And we'd get up at 4 in the morning and go trap muskrats and raccoons. And one morning we jumped over the bank and there was a skunk. Yeah, you're right. He unloaded on us. We were sick all the way back to the house. Got back to the house and I opened up the door to walk in, and he opened up the door to walk in, and my mother screamed at us and said, "You're not coming in here." And so, as you can imagine, she took the task of trying to get this smell off of us. Tomato juice, vinegar, the old lava soap, hot baths, more tomato juice, more baths. And finally she said, "I think you boys are good enough to go to school." So we get to school, and Glenn Berg in the first period calls and says, "Danny Hostel and Roger Good, please come to the office." You boys are going home, you know that, don't you? We all have stories. We all have neat stories, and I don't want to belabor you with that. One of my first memories as a running track with a freshman in high school. As I said, we ran on a cinder track. And I remember Ned Biggs coming to me and saying, "Danny, I need you to run the mile." I said, "But coach, I've been training for the 880. He said, "I didn't say that. I need you to run the mile." I said, "Okay, coach, I'll try that." And I completed it. I won't give you the time, but I completed it. I got home and mother said, "Did you have a track meet today?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "What'd you run?" I said, "I ran the mile." "Really? Well, how'd you do, son?" "I come in second, Mom." And my dad, 2 minutes later, the realist says, "Son, how many were running?" But I'm not here to tell stories about myself. Each of you have wonderful stories. I'd love to hear each of your own stories. But I would like to challenge you a couple of different things. As you move out of here, I just encourage you to be honest with yourself. Seek truth. What are the facts? Be honest with who you are. Be honest with what you are. What makes your heart sing? What is your passion? Some of you are going on to college, into the workforce, military. Some are moving right into jobs, apprenticeship. Seek out your passion. I can tell you after a long life, it was a privilege to come back to those things that I love doing. You will find that for yourself. Own up to who you are, even if the failures that come along. Admit to them and grow from them. Because that's, as you are honest with yourself, you become a better person. Honesty takes courage. You make yourself vulnerable. People will question you. At the same time, you will build trust and relationships. It will make a difference in who you marry or don't marry, or where you work, the children you have, how you relax, how you celebrate life, how you party, how you live out your life. No one said it would be easy, but if you want joy in your life, be honest with yourself. Second, as you have learned through high school, friendships are very important. But as you walk out of here, you're not going to be able to lean back on the friendships you have here. You will be moving into new arenas with new people. Take time to build friendships. Friendships come from relationships. Relationships make friends that will encourage you. They will be honest with you. They will hold you to your goals and abilities. And above all, friends will be there through all thick and thin. You see, we are our own worst enemy. We question, we doubt. Oh, we get excited once in a while when we have a small accomplishment. But true friends stick with us through the valleys, and the lows and the highs, the mountains and the valleys. So how do you develop friendships? Be kind one to another. Just be kind. Be kind and be grateful. I heard a lot of gracious thoughts here today already. But for you as you move on, do the simple things. Open the door for somebody. Say thank you. Say you're welcome. My wife worked for 38 years at Smokers, and she was in human resources. And as the applicants came through seeking a job, one of the biggest things that really disturbed her was when an applicant came in and would not say thank you or you're welcome. And in her mind, they were done. Simple things make life worthwhile. Simple things make friendships that are authentic and will last you a lifetime. I had a dear friend that said, Dan, I think you should officiate basketball. Well, now, if anybody knows my record in high school, I only got in if we were 30 points ahead or 30 points behind. That was my basketball experience in high school. But that did not define who I am. But this friend said, come and join my basketball class. And I did. I doubted myself. I didn't think I could do it. He encouraged me. He challenged me. He coached me. And as Mr. Black said, at 38 wonderful years of doing basketball, I should hate mankind, really. Parents are tough. They call you everything but loose. But in that 35 years with Ohio High School, I was able to do JV, varsity, and college. And one of the highlights in my officiating career was doing a couple games at St. Mary's. And some of you recognize that. That's where LeBron James was. And I was privileged to do a couple of his games. We knew then that stardom was in his making. We knew then that he was going to be a great basketball player. And consequently, they moved his games over to the University of Akron because there were so many people coming to watch him in high school. Officiating. At one of our officiating banquets, Northeastern Ohio Officials Banquet, we had the privilege of having Coach Hay with us. Coach Mike Krusevsky. Many of you know his career, 42 years at Duke University, many league championships, national championships. And he was sharing with us. He was a man who had unwavering competitive edge, who gave tirelessly attention to detail. He said, first and foremost, family first. Who lived a life of compassion and care for others, first with his players, coaches, and staff, and then all those who entered his life. So he shared with us what made him really have a successful career. He said, it was my mother. My mother. And he went on to say why. Every morning when he went out the door, Mom would say, son, get on the right bus. Get on the right bus. Choose the right relationships. 3, I would just encourage you to choose a faith that will guide you. Speak to you, lead you above all, give you the inner strength to carry out which is good for you and for those around you. Have a spiritual foundation that has meaning to you. Don't just placate that. Make it work for you. A spiritual strength gives you courage, gives you the ability to take on anything you choose to do. It will enable you to be a best team player. It will enable you to have significance in all that you are for yourself and for all those around you. There is failure in life. It's not a matter of whether you will have some failure. It's only a matter of when. The spiritual walk enables you to learn from your failures, pick yourself up, and move on to be a better person. It's here in failures that we can choose to quit. And many people do. Many people give up. They want to blame everybody else except taking their own responsibility. But it comes down to the choices you make. The choice to be honest, the choice to build good relationships, or the choice to have a spiritual background to help carry you through. I'm not going to speak much longer. There's a lot of stories I could share. You already showed us that you're equipped to step into the next world. But it's a tough world out there. I've lived a long life. I'm privileged to be here at 81 years of age. I count that a blessing. I trust each one of you can live a long, industrious life and enjoy life as much as I've been privileged to do. As Babe Ruth once quoted, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. So step out with courage. Step out with the knowledge that you are braver than you believe, you are stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Let me say that again. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, you are much smarter than what you think. The choices you make today and tomorrow and the future will define who you are the rest of your life. If I can close with anything, get on the right bus.
Well, graduates, or soon-to-be graduates, now is the portion of the program that most of you have been rather eagerly awaiting. Parents, please feel free to take pictures, but please try not to block the vision of the other members of the audience. As each and every attendee today wishes to hear the name of their graduate announced, we also ask that you please honor the dignity of the service by refraining from cheering for individual students as he or she receives his or her diploma. We will celebrate all of our graduates at the end of the ceremony. At this time, we will prepare to award the diplomas and Career Center portfolios. Mr. Jagger, I hereby certify that these senior students have satisfactorily completed all of their requirements as set forth by the state of Ohio, the Ohio Department of Education, and the Dalton Local Board of Education to receive their diplomas. They are hereby awarded such, signifying the completion of said requirements. At this time, with the graduation class of 2023, please prepare to receive your Dalton High School diplomas and/or Wayne County Career Center portfolios. Mr. Graw, Mr. Jagger, and Mr. Saxter, please prepare the award diplomas.
Justin Scott Basin, NHS. Austin William Beachy. Abigail Jolene Baki, NHS Honors Diploma. Grace Jolene Brailer, NHS Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Todd Michael Brailer Jr., NHS. Sophia Lynn Carpenter, NHS. Mira Ann Carr. Brianna Lynn Genevieve, valedictorian. Caroline Elise Chubbuck. Vivian Grace Caesar, Associate of Applied Business and Finance. Marley Ann Clark, NHS. Lauren Riley Kloss, NHS, Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Sarah Ann Cross, NHS. J. Serena Barlow. Ethan Brian Farnsworth, NHS. Zoe Nicole Ferris. Braden Dean Fiesler. Jenna Renee Fink, NHS, Ohio Skilled by Literacy, Global Skilled by Literacy, National Merit Scholarship Finalist, Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Kiana Morgan Phone. Andrew Jordan Green. Lucas Lee Roth. Enton Van Guster, NHS. Maria Adalia Gutierrez Perez. Isaac Adam Himes, NHS. Megan Nicole Hostetler. Giovanni Warner Jameson. Bryce Scott Johnson. Grant Ryan Johnson. Kylie Hart Johnson, NHS, Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Callie Anderson Jones, NHS, Honors Diploma. Sarah Jo Ann Jones. Kylie Marie Justice, NHS. Emiliana J. Lehman. Brendan Park Lehman, NHS. Quentin Henry Lehman, NHS, Honors Diploma, Salutatorian. Ella Jane Lunsford, NHS, Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Xander Hugh Martin. Matea Joy Martinez, NHS. Skylar Victoria McConnell, NHS. Faith Lynn Marie McCourt. Hope Anna Marie McCourt. Nolan Isaac Miller, Honors Diploma. Sydney Joan Miller, NHS, Ohio Sealed by Literacy, Global Sealed by Literacy, Honors Diploma, Valedictorian. Ash Ray Mininger. Kyle Matthew Hawley. Jordan Corinne Peters. Isaac Rory Phillips. Bethany Claire Raber. Joey Ann Reynolds. Sophia Marie Salahi, valedictorian. Jaden Philip Schlebaugh. Laura Elaine Schwaninger, honors diploma. Jaden Kai Soap. Hallie Evelyn Starkey, honors diploma. Jackson Wyman Steiner, NHS, valedictorian. Michael Scott Stitt. Ethan Anthony Stutz, NHS, honors diploma, valedictorian. Paige Elizabeth Tomlinson, NHS, honors diploma, valedictorian. Braden Alexander Tony. Rachel Louise Vance. Alexis Elizabeth Elaine Vasquez, honors diploma. Owen Dean Walton. Braylon Jamal Wanger. Jacob Randall Wanger. Rachel May Wirtz, honors diploma. Madeline Taylor West, honors diploma. Sarah Elizabeth Whitmer, NHS, honors diploma, valedictorian. Johanna Yoder.
Seniors, please stand. Could I please have the valedictorian come forward to lead the class of 2023 in the changing of the tassels. This signifies these students are now graduates of Dalton High School. Have a seat. In closing, I would like to congratulate the class of 2023. As evidenced by your presence here at this moment in time, each of you has reached a milestone and experienced some success or great successes in your life. You're now high school graduates. This achievement of graduation, however, is not the high point. It's not the pinnacle of your successes. Many, many more lie ahead, just waiting to be realized. Over the years, I've talked to you many times, and I truly believe that each of you have your own unique gifts and talents. You know, I've said this, and I'll continue to say that every one of you has your own unique gifts and talents. Every one of you can make the world a better place. You now have the opportunity to use those gifts and talents to make this positive, lasting impact on the world. I can't say enough how proud I am of you. I can't say all the great things that your classmates, I can't do any better than what they've already done. The speeches today were amazing, and thank you for all of those. You're amazing people, and you will do great things. Again, I'm proud of you. Good luck in all you do. Thank you. This time, please stand for the recessional. And I ask the audience to please remain standing as the class of 2023 proceeds to the auxiliary gym for the singing of the Alumni. That marks the conclusion of Dalton High School's 136th commencement ceremony. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2023.